but they've gotten so much worse at manufacturing consent for these imperial projects. Why do you feel like that is?
Yeah, I mean, look, frankly, there's a problem that the West faces, which is that as a consequence of, let's call it, the turbulence of capitalism, it's a euphemism, the turbulence of capitalism, as a consequence of that, there's been some pretty bad management, you know. I mean, capitalism doesn't permit better management of its turbulence. So, for instance, let's say there's a big financial crisis, right? 2006, 7, and 8. There's that big financial crisis. Banks have gone crazy. They lent money to people who couldn't pay their mortgages and so on. At the time, the US government had the tools to do various things, which, would have hastened in a kind of evolutionary way to minor socialism. What could it have done? The Obama administration could have immediately said, look, we're just going to use fiat money, the money that we can print, to basically buy all distressed properties and convert all those owners into renters, so that there are no evictions. That's the first thing we're going to do. Fiat decision. Everybody becomes a renter. The government owns all this property. Nobody's going to be evicted. Secondly, all the banks with bad paper just go broke. We are not bailing anybody out. Let them go. It's the free market. They fail, they go. We'll reconstruct the system. Then the government comes in and builds a proper credit system for the people. And now you already have a credit system in the United States. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mae, these things exist. They are supposed to underwrite the collapse of, but nobody wanted to finance it. Why? Because the financiers walked away with the money and didn't allow a soft socialism. So capitalism doesn't permit, a move like that, because Mr. Obama couldn't go in that direction. He had to bow down before private property. That's the restriction on government movement against capitalist turbulence, rather than say, we're just going to buy all the distressed properties, or better yet, we're just going to let the banks collapse, and then we're going to buy the distressed properties at 10 cents to the dollar. Why should they pay price? Yeah. They're distressed properties. Tell, the mortgage companies, we're going to just take over all these.